Hello, and welcome to Lessons Learned. My name is Laura Wolpert, and this is my very first video for my new YouTube channel. This past year has been really challenging for everyone, and I believe there's a lot of lessons that have been learned, and I am one of those people who've learned plenty. It's been so challenging, but it's also been extremely rewarding in very odd and strange new ways. I moved from Los Angeles back to New England. I moved in with my parents at 40 years old. I changed jobs in the middle of this pandemic. I dealt with some health issues and some injuries that hopefully are long behind me now. I'm in the middle of buying a new house. I've been helping my parents with the construction of their retirement home while helping them downsize our family home and the stress of all of that on everyone. So it has been a very challenging year. And one of the things that I've learned during this year is that we've all spent a lot of time by ourselves and with our own thoughts, with less distractions than we've had in the past. And I, for one, have been intimidated by the process of filtering through all of them and figuring out what they mean and how to move forward in a new normal, and hopefully when we get back to our real normal, how to move forward without losing sight of those things that I've learned and the things that I've identified as priorities. Or should I say re-identified as priorities. One of those things is that I've realized I have this wealth of knowledge in my head that I've always just told people is tons of useless knowledge, and I'm really great at trivia. But what I've also learned as my nephews and my nieces get older, and I see them confronting the same struggles and challenges that I did when I was their age or even at different ages, that the knowledge that we gain is valuable resources that we should be able to share with our personal communities, our families, and the world as a whole. And one of the main things I've identified about myself is that as I turned 40, I started to reevaluate the impact I was having on the world. Am I having one? And what kind of one am I having? And I have been very much more aware of the fact that I'd like to leave a mark. Not in the sense that people usually use that phrase, I think. I just want to be able to help this journey that we all go through a little easier on some people, if that's possible. I want to share the knowledge that I've been able to gain and be able to help people along their way if they're in the similar journey. I want to make the world a little bit better than I found it. I don't know that I could have an impact on the whole world, but on my world. My nephew has told me for years that I should start a YouTube channel because he says I give really good advice, and also that my life's a little crazy. He's not wrong. My life is a little crazy. Not so much the last year, but I've never quite fit a mold. And I'm really proud of that, actually. I just kind of follow where my feet take me. And sometimes that's to another country, sometimes to another state, sometimes to the big city on the other coast. And I don't always have a plan. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've been able to gain so many lessons along the way, is because I've presented myself with more challenges than probably necessary. But I'm really proud of those things too. I'm proud of how I've thrived and survived. I'm proud of how I've recalibrated when those things didn't serve me any longer. And I'm proud of the person that I've become. Part of that is because of how I was raised and the strength that I was given through my family. And part of that is the thick skin that I've grown and the experiences that have fallen in my lap that have shown me the world is much, much bigger than my backyard. So through this channel, I hope that I'm able to impart some of that wisdom that I've been able to gain in my 40 years and share it with those who may be just starting their journey. Share it with those who are in similar situations but haven't quite figured out things the way that I have, or have tried a different approach and maybe want to try something different. Nothing's to say that what I've done is right. What I've done has worked for me, and maybe it'll work for you. My biggest goal is to share my voice, to amplify that of strong, independent women all over the world. My goal is to give a voice to those who are a little scared to find theirs still, and to help them find their own. When we can all find ours and join them together, we will be unstoppable. There's still a lot of hurdles for women in this world. There's still a lot of hurdles for a lot of people in this world. One area in which I can help and I can amplify is the area in which I have experience, and that's being a woman and making it this far, overcoming a lot of hurdles, whether those be financial, emotional, educational, geographical, business, etc. And I want to be able to share those things to help other women who might not know quite where to start. I'll share resources and experiences and stories. I also want to be able to be a forum for young girls and women to ask questions with no judgment, and whether I can answer them or not, I want to be able to find you a resource that can. I've also been blessed with a tremendous amount of support in my life, and these lessons were not learned on my own. These lessons were things I learned from other experts and wonderful people who've taken the time to share them with me. So I want to also provide those resources if it's a question that I can't directly answer, so that we can learn together.